Galileo Galilei was born in Italy in 1564. He is one of the most famous scientists in history. He made many important discoveries about the world and the universe. Galileo's work helped change the way people understand science and the natural world. Galileo grew up in a family that was interested in music and the arts. His father wanted him to study music, but Galileo was more interested in science and mathematics. When he was young, Galileo went to the University of Pisa to study medicine, but soon he realized that his true passion was for science and mathematics. He started studying physics, a subject that would become very important in his life. At the university, Galileo learned many things, but he also had many questions. He was curious about how things worked in the world. For example, he wondered why objects of different weights fall to the ground at the same speed. Many people at the time believed that heavier objects fall faster than lighter objects, but Galileo thought this was not true. To test his idea, he dropped 2 balls of different weights from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. To everyone's surprise, both balls hit the ground at the same time. This was an important discovery, and it showed that Galileo was not afraid to challenge old ideas. In the years after his time at the university, Galileo continued to study physics and make discoveries. He made a better telescope. A telescope is an instrument that helps people see faraway things, like the stars and planets. At that time, people could see the stars and planets, but they did not know much about them. Galileo used his telescope to look at the moon, the planets, and the stars. He discovered that the moon had mountains and craters, which surprised many people. He also saw that Jupiter had 4 big moons that moved around the planet. This was a very important discovery because it showed that not everything in the universe moves around the Earth, as people believed at that time. Galileo's work with the telescope changed the way people saw the universe. Before Galileo, most people believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. This idea was called the geocentric model. According to this model, everything in the universe, including the sun, the moon, and the stars, moved around the Earth. But Galileo's discoveries showed that the Earth was not the center of the universe. He saw that Jupiter had moons that moved around it, just like the Earth has the moon. This meant that not everything in the sky moved around the Earth. Galileo also studied the movement of planets. He supported the ideas of another scientist named Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus had said that the sun, not the Earth, was the center of the universe. This idea was called the heliocentric model. At first, many people did not believe Copernicus, and they thought that the Earth was the center of the universe. But Galileo's discoveries with his telescope provided strong evidence that Copernicus was right. He saw that Venus went through phases, just like the moon. This was something that only made sense if Venus was moving around the sun, not the Earth. Galileo's support for the heliocentric model caused a lot of problems. Many people, especially religious leaders, did not like the idea that the Earth was not the center of the universe. They believed that the Earth was special because it was the center of everything. The Catholic Church, which was very powerful at the time, did not agree with Galileo. The Church believed in the geocentric model and thought that Galileo's ideas were wrong. In 1632, Galileo published a book called Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems. In this book, he argued that the Earth moved around the Sunday. The Church did not like this book and said that it went against the teachings of the Bible. Because of his ideas, Galileo was put on trial by the Catholic Church in 1633. The Church told him that he could not teach or write about the heliocentric model anymore. They also forced him to say that his ideas were wrong. Galileo was very old at this time, and the trial was very difficult for him. However, he continued to believe in his discoveries. After the trial, Galileo was put under house arrest, which meant he had to stay at home and could not travel. During this time, he continued to work and write about his ideas, even though he was not allowed to teach or publish his work. Even though Galileo faced many challenges, his work did not stop. He continued to study and make new discoveries. He made important contributions to the study of motion and mechanics. He studied how objects move and how forces, like gravity, affect them. He also studied how pendulums work and used them to make a more accurate clock. These discoveries helped scientists understand how the world works and laid the foundation for future scientific research. Galileo died in 1642, but his ideas did not die with him. His work inspired many other scientists, including Isaac Newton. Newton used Galileo's ideas about motion to develop his own theories about gravity and the laws of motion. These ideas changed the way we understand the universe and laid the groundwork for modern physics. Today, Galileo is considered one of the most important scientists in history. His discoveries changed the way people saw the world and the universe. He proved that it is important to question old ideas and to use evidence and observation to understand how the world works. Galileo's work also showed that science is not just about learning facts, but about asking questions and looking for answers. Although Galileo faced many challenges, he never gave up on his beliefs. His courage and dedication to science continue to inspire scientists today. Galileo's work also had an important effect on the development of the scientific method. The scientific method is a way of investigating and learning about the world through observation, experiments, and reasoning. Galileo's use of observation and experimentation to test his ideas showed other scientists how to use the scientific method to find out more about the world. This method is still used in science today. In conclusion, Galileo Galilei was a brilliant scientist who made many important discoveries. His work with the telescope, his support for the heliocentric model, and his studies of motion and mechanics all changed the way we understand the world and the universe. Despite facing strong opposition from the Church, Galileo continued to believe in his discoveries and worked hard to share his ideas. His courage and determination helped pave the way for modern science, and his legacy continues to inspire people around the world.